Hello, true believers. It's Bebots Only, and time to do another bootleg Gundam review. Oh, I'm not even sure if this is a bootleg. This might be just a third party, but anyway, I'm sure somebody would correct me in the comments. But I usually buy bootleg because they're cheap, and I'm not sure about this one because it's not the usual standard mobile suit. What we have here is a bust. So I can't even remember the price. I did a vlog about it before, what the price was. And of course, I can't remember it. It's like over 3 years ago, maybe even 4 or 5 years ago. And I don't know. Uh, of course, those videos are gone, and I probably have it recorded. I have it in one of my hard drives, but the police have it currently at the moment, and I'm fighting my way to get all my stuff back. But in the meantime, here's what we're gonna do this review over here. This is one of the Gundams I put together while I assembled while I was indisposed, for lack of a better word. So let's get to the review right away. I apologize if I didn't vlog yesterday. The kids, Hero had practice in the morning, and usually I do my vlogging in the morning where the light is good, but like I said, I had practice. So we had training. So I am doing this now. Try to do it in one take. It's each no. It feels like no day is complete without some kind of vlog. So I just want to kind of let everybody know every day what I'm up to. So here's one of the things I'm up to right now is this vlog, this bust. But before we get to this bust, let's get to the box. As you can see from the box, I don't know all the details. I bought this from Divisoria Binondo, and on Mall 168. I forgot which side of it is, but it's on the second floor by the escalators. There's like 3 escalators in Mall 168, and there's 2 wings. I think it's the Solero wing. There's 2 buildings, or there's 2 wings. So there's a Solera wing, and if you're looking for it, there's 3 escalators inside. So if you look at the second floor of the first, if you go through 3 escalators, there's only 3 escalators, you'll find one of them on the second floor. So if you're interested in picking up a few of these bootlegs, they're wholesale, affordable prices. You can even get a discount if you buy bulk. So let's get to the box. As you can see from the box, it says it's a 120 scale RX-78 GP series type 04G. G, of course, stands for gangster. Here's M for magnifier. So it's got a bunch of English lettering over here. So you got the artwork right there. That's the side of the box. It has all the features. So 120 scale, made in China. So I'm not familiar with this magnifier. I'm familiar with Dragon Momoko. I'm familiar with Daban. I'm familiar with TT Hongli. But this magnifier one, I'm not too familiar with. But that's what the box looks like. I think I remember when I first got this, some people have said that they're kind of one of their minor complaints about this model is that the head is kind of too skinny. And for me, I look at it and I say, maybe you have a point there if you kind of look at it straight on like that. But most of the time, you're gonna be looking at it at an angle. It doesn't bother me. I would rather have it too skinny than too fat or wide. So for me, it's not a complaint. I can see why some people might say, oh, it's kind of not to scale because the face is too skinny. But other than that, I think it looks great. So before we get to that, let's look at the manual over here. Some of you might be interested in it. Some, like if you lost the instruction book and you don't know, you're looking through these vlogs to look for here's the sticker sheet, I think. Yeah, this is the sticker sheet. I mean the sticker instructions, where to put the stickers. I love the water decals on this thing. Just adds detail and doesn't take away from it and makes it look better. So that's what that's what the decals are for, decals or so let me zoom in on this so you can see there was a lot of water slide decals. I enjoyed, these are one of the few models where I enjoyed putting the water slide decals on because it made it look so much better. Give it more detail, and that looks pretty cool. So here's the instruction manual. Get this thing to focus properly. So we'll start with here's where the runners are at. Here, pick up the camera. It's got a tripod here. So if you want to look at it more in detail, just pause. But let's just kind of leaf through it so you get an idea how it was put together. Sorry, it's not very detailed here. Let me focus better. There. So that's what it looks like. And what's nice about this is it's actually got LED. The eyes light up and the forehead camera lights up. So it's actually pretty cool. And that's pretty cool. And it was pretty easy to assemble, and it had a battery, complete with battery, so you didn't have to look for it. I couldn't demonstrate it now because I think the battery is dead, and the switch is pretty easy to get to, I think, from what I remember. So if you get bored or tired of putting mobile suits together, this is a great break, because I know they kind of get repetitive after a while. So it's nice to have these changes where I like doing the bust. The chest and the head is probably my favorite part putting together, because the arms and the legs is probably the most tedious, because they do get repetitive. After you do it with one, you have to do it on the other side. So that finishes up our look at the manual. So let's look at the actual unit itself. So it's a bust, 120 scale, and it has a lot of moving parts. And as you could see, it's got this huge V-fin on top. So let's take a look at some of the details, and let's see here. As you could see, it's not noticeable, but there are a lot of water slide decals. I don't know why this one is kind of this. I know this one this opens. This one open also. Yeah, they both open like this. So there's a lot of moving parts here, and they do a pretty good job sticking on, but I think I glued a lot of it together. So let's take a look at the stand first. Stand is very sturdy. Colors are pretty good. Just this off-white and this. It's got three colors. There's black and there's this kind of a brownish color. So it's pretty stable. And there's just a few. There's like these pegs that just kind of come together right here. Is where it comes off. And then it probably would have been nice if there was more silver parts to show to make it look kind of more mechanical inside, but it's just black parts. And as you could see, this part over here opens, this part closes. So this one locks in pretty good over here, but this one on the other side doesn't lock in all the way. There you go. So I just needed to, okay, I take that back. It does lock in pretty good. And it's very subtle, but you could see the decals over here. Let's see if I can zoom in on that. Like that, for example. Very subtle, but adds to the model very nicely. And if you open this again, see this little piece over here. These are the kind of things you have to plug back. You should just glue on. Where'd this come from? Oh, there it is. This is where it came from, over here. You should just glue these on so they don't come off while you're, and there's no need to, they don't move anyway. So just don't glue the parts that are moving. But if you open this up, you can see there's this nice little blue detail over here. Let's see, focus on that. And then you can see there's some more nice decals right there. Love it. It doesn't look like it's got that cheap plastic outline and more detail. So it's got these windows. There. I gotta be careful when you snap these things back together, or they're gonna break. The plastic is so brittle. But they have windows inside. There's like a little window here where like bits and pieces are peeking out. Let's look on the other side. I think the other side probably easier to open. So if you open over here, there's like a window, and you can see there's like some ribs in there. Like, not barbecue ribs, but kind of maybe like, it looks like a filter. If I could just get this to focus inside there. So you can look inside there. There's some detail in there. Even though when you close this, it's covered up. But when you open it, you can see there's some detail in there. And if you look inside the neck area, there's some nice detail in there also. So, and if you look here in the front of the neck or the chest area, there's some nice stickers there also. You could hardly notice it. I think I used most of it. I think I used probably like 90% of the stickers. But sometimes there's some stickers. There's like right there. Like I said, I love the stickers. And then that little yellow piece over there. So what I mean by look, there's like a silver part right there in the neck. That's like the only one. My only complaint is I wish there was two to make it look, to go into the inside the necks over there. But that's pretty good that we have one. I'm not gonna complain. I mean, my only complaint is I wish we had more. So as you can see, it articulates up and down, and then it just kind of pistons in and out like that. Be careful where you grab it. And I think it turns. Yeah, it pivots like this. Look, it turns this way, so you can make it turn one way or the other. Like you talking to me? Talking to me? Don't see anybody else, or you must be talking to me. So that's, if you wanted to kind of make it look more dynamic. Say it's like, here, want some of this. So like I said, I'll try to turn it on. There's a switch back here. There's a switch. Like I said, it's been a million years since I looked at this, but there's a switch back there. So I guess it'd be easier to access if I open this up. Okay, there it is. There's a switch back there, and if you flick it, it's pretty easy to access. Oh wait, it still lights up. Yay! After all these years, it still lights up. Check that out. Wow. The camera, the green, the eyes, that looks awesome right there. I didn't think after all these years that battery was still gonna work, but hey, it works. Look at that. And you can see even with you don't even need to wait for it to be dark for it to appreciate it. It just clearly jumps out at you. Look at that. Even with morning light, you could see the eyes lighting up. And then the camera, let me see if there's if it lights up in the back. No, usually there's a back camera over there. It doesn't light up, but hey, look at it. Check it out. The light comes on, and look how bright that is. That's worth the price of admission right there. I would go out there and get this thing right away, and even customize it if you want to make it all. But this was like the first successful LED light which I actually liked, because I've done it where I've gone and chased down an LED and didn't even include the batteries. I buy the batteries and finally hooked it up and finally turned it on, and you can barely see it. It's like, oh, it's not even worth it. So I didn't even bother putting the LEDs on. But this is the first one where it was easy to put together, the LED #1. And then it comes with #2, it comes with batteries. #3, the wires were easy to put together, snaking it in and out of the head into the, and it clearly is bright. You can see it show up, and it's nice and green. And then the forehead camera, perfect. Love it. Whew. Can't get enough of it. And the switch is easy to access. It's right there. You just flick it. Turns right back on. Genius. Wow. I love it. Can't get enough of it. So perfect. The eyes light up. So I would get this right away right now if you are a Gundam model enthusiast, just for the light. So let's keep that on. Hopefully the battery doesn't die. So let's finish off the rest of the detail over here. Like I said, it's, you know, the color is gonna look a little toyish because of the, but you can easily, there's gonna be a lot of people that'll just customize it and just like paint it and shadow it and weather it and all that good stuff that they do. So look at all the details that goes into here, like these mechanisms over here, this gear over here. I wish this camera would focus a little better. So that's what it looks like underneath. So pretty good. And I didn't do too much panel lining, but you can do a lot of panel lining over here if you want to. I would upgrade that out so you could see some of the detail a little bit better, but I didn't do too much because as you can see, the lines are pretty good. If you look at there, it gets to a point where you don't really need it. Look at that. You could see the lines already. You could see the little gray, the gray shadows already that it doesn't need it. You can make it pop out, but sometimes if you don't do it properly, it makes it look cheap. So sometimes I just like the cleaner look, but as you can see, it doesn't need it. But if you like to, go ahead, knock yourself out. So great opportunities for panel lining, but I could see the lines just fine without it. And I think it would take away from the other details if you didn't do it correctly. So I just didn't have I don't think I have the right technique to do it just exactly where I won't screw it up or make it look worse. Whenever time you do something, you always want to make it look better instead of complement it. So let's get to the actual head unit itself. So we're getting more daylight here, as you can see. I hope the camera adjusts. So let's take a look at some of the things that open up over here. So first of all, look at I love how, look, that's all you see, all that gray over there in the face and the cheek. That's all stickers right there. That's like sometimes 5 or 6 different parts right there, just on that cheek alone. So these are all decal stickers, and look at how it just looks so much better with it on. So there, even there, you see that those little tiny gray pieces right there, those are stickers also right there on this in this circle over here. There's these little tiny gray pieces right there, and that's 2 pieces. That's another piece right here. That's another piece. And look at this, just right on the cheek. Great. And even better over here in this earmuffs. Look at that. Even better. It just complements it so good. And then it's got this little lettering over here. Excellent. Even here on the head, you could see there's some stickers right there. Over here. So love the stickers. And then there's this big GP04 right here. It doesn't look cheap. It looks like it's spray painted on like it should be. And right here on the, I loved putting this together on the first time. Look at the detail on their goatee, or there on the red goatee. Love the stickers right over there. You could even see it in the front. Enjoyed putting that together. So let's look at the back. Not too many stickers. Oh, there's some. So as you can see, it tilts from side to side like this. There's some sticker there, and that's another sticker right there in the back. Not too much on top, I don't think. That's what it looks like on top. But excellent stickers. So this one keeps falling off again. So that needs to be glued on. I'll just keep that out for in the meantime. So some of the things that so this thing opens up. So there's some parts, you glue it. If it doesn't move, glue it down. But I know this opens up like this. If I don't break it, aha. See, it opens up like that. Well, this one, see, you gotta glue this part back on. So this one is not as tight on, but see, look, it opens up like that. So this one's not broken. You just gotta snap it back on like so, like that. No problem. But glue it down and opens up like that. Look at that. So look inside. Not much detail or sticker. But let me tell you what I do like. Look, this is probably one of my favorite parts over here. Look at this antenna. Look at the detail they put in this antenna. They got these little ribs. So there's like three different parts to this antenna. So they put some detail on it. So I like this. It's two different colors. I'm glad it didn't snap off or break off. But the little detail in there, there's like these little ribs inside there, inside that antenna, that back head antenna. So that's pretty awesome. And look at these vents over here, this vent design over here. That's nice detail also, and it's inside also. And I think this opens up. I want to say this opens up. There you go. I think that's as far as it goes. Bingo. So that opens up, and you can see the detail inside. And look over here, you can even see the wire, the little red wire where the LED goes through. So that's, I am impressed. I'm so impressed that the light is still good after all these years. And look inside there. See, that's pretty detailed also. They got the detail inside here, got the little vents in here, and then you could see these you could paint if you want. You could customize it so it doesn't. Anyway, let's not deal with that for now. These details over here, you can paint it to make it stand out if you want to some more, but you can see his cheeks right here. And let's see what else. I'm so in love with this thing now that it lights up. I think this opens up like this, like I said. And I know this part, yeah, this one comes up like this also. Whee! So you could see inside the V antenna, so that kind of comes out. Is there anything else? So I like the split over here, but that I don't think this moves. Somebody could probably tell me, but I don't think this comes out. It looks like it comes out because there's that split right there, and you could see his cheeks right there. Here's the gray. I love the gray coming out right here, and I love this vent right here. If you look inside, you could see there's like the red parts inside. So that's what I like about it. Instead of like being black, if you look inside, it's actually red. So, and what you'll also notice over here is got this red inside also. Red, I don't want to say red eyeliner, but red outline. So that looks pretty awesome right there. That detail where you could see some of the red inside over here also in this little split. So I love it. And this thing comes up also, and you could see inside. You could see it comes out, and then you could see there's some more detail in there. So this comes down also. So I just want to show you. And I know this, there you go. Look at this. Camera comes up. So you can see the mechanism, how it comes up like that. So you could see inside its head. And oh wait, maybe because, oh, there you go. This thing opens up like that. And I think that's pretty much all she wrote. So so as you can see, there's two. This one comes up like this. Then this one can come up also like this. They can kind of come together, kind of attach like that. So perfect. As you can see, there's the little lettering over here to add detail. And let's look at the back. Look at all this that you can customize. These vents, these little coils, these little screws over here. So all that stuff that you could paint if you want. I know there's some people that really go wild. And look at the back over here. Look at these vents over here. It'd be nice if they were a different color, maybe red or silver or black, but it still looks good. Still a lot of detail in that. As you can see, there's some detail over here also. And inside, you could see the detail inside. The detail inside of here. There's detail inside here also. So let's, so you can see what it looks like. So even if you open it up, it still looks good. The kibble inside looks nicely mechanical looking. So you can see all the detail that goes in there. There you go. You make it swing out further like that. So you can see his ear muff detail. So a lot of people, if you're into customization, would love to get all these things to pop out and, you know, show it. So you could, if you want to, you could display it like this with it fully open. Here, let's open this also for completeness sake. for all of it to be open. Normally I usually don't do a lot of articulation, but in this one, as you can see in this model, it's fine. This part just keeps popping out, but you can pop it back in really easily like this if you want, for completeness sake. So I would glue that, see there. So I would glue that back on if you're tired of it, and I would glue this on also if I had some super glue. I don't have any super glue now. I used to, but they all kind of dried up. If you don't use it within a few months, it's gonna dry up on you. Oh wait, wrong side. Let me just put this back together for completeness sake with all the parts on. There. See, you just glue that on, it'll be fine. So with it all together, all open, there it is. Oops. Let me stabilize this tripod over here. So there you go. That's with all its morning glory. Stabilize the tripod here. There. So everything open, everything attached, the lights are on. That's what it looks like. Let's do a 360 full look. Again, I did this. Stop touching. Just stop touching this part over here. There. Here, let me snap it on nice and snug so it doesn't bother us again. So look at it in all its glory. Let's get this thing straightened out. Like I said, there's a lot of articulation in the neck. It bends side to side, turns this way, and does his chin can go up and down. And look at the head camera up there, goes up. So it's a beautiful. I've done busts before, but this one has to be my favorite one so far. Look at the moving parts. So this one moves, as you can see. You can move it all the way back here, so you can get this. You can get it out of the way. Oh, good. Nothing fell off while I moved that. And then this, the back of the head. And like I said, love this antenna. Love the detail in there. Love that there's like, also if you look inside, there's like this little red. You can see there's like a little red piece in there that you could see also, like back in there. So let's look up there so you could see the detail. So very well done bust. Like I said, the only thing I probably would complain about is just like it would have been better if it was 2 pistons over here instead of 1, and more silver instead of just this one piece. That would have been cool. And wait, this one comes open too. I forgot about this. Okay, look, there's more red pieces in there. No, the last thing, I better be careful where you hold this, because I don't want to hold it by the stand and then it collapses. So more red pieces in there, more articulation that I didn't know about. That is wonderful. That's awesome. Wait, does this one come down also? Does this? Nope. No, this one's not, doesn't open. But that one opens. How awesome is that? So look at all the things that open. This one opens, this thing opens. It's got beautiful places for panel lining. There's a sticker there, there's a sticker there. No, there's no sticker on the other side. And what else? What else can I do with this thing? The eyes light up. It's perfect. It's everything that you're looking for in a bust. And it's good for just by itself. It looks just as great. Or if you want to do, one of these people want to go hog wild and look how it's like because by itself, look at the color separation. Look, this one's dark gray and this one's kind of brownish, and then here's blue. If you could appreciate that, let's zoom in on that so you could see. And then the mechanism inside the neck looks good also, and then there's plenty of articulation. And then you could see the cheeks inside. You could see the goatee. You could see this nose or this mouth vent. You could see there's like a sticker there, and then there's another sticker there to add the design. So you got this design over here, this detail over here, and then you just add a sticker to it, and it just makes it look awesome. And then the light. So let's look inside the eyes. You can see that he's got the red, and he's got, look inside there. It's so no complaints about this thing at all. The plastic quality, the articulation, the LED, the assembly. It was so much fun when I put this together. So while I was in prison, I enjoyed my what I think it was like a week's worth of, so that was like the fastest week that went by when I was putting this together. Really loved it. And when I turned on the light, I just completely lost my mind. And look how bright it is, as you can see. Focus on it a little better. There you go. So this is one of the things that saved my life. You know, when you're in prison, I think boredom and driving yourself insane is your biggest problem. But if you have something to keep your mind focused on something and occupied, then it really saves your life and really makes time go by so fast, because in prison you do a lot of waiting, and a lot of it is waiting for nothing, and there's nothing that will drive you insane. I mean, but when you got something like this, look at this. Let's look, even look inside the V fin. Look inside there. They even have some detail in there for you to paint if you want. So this thing even comes out. I don't know if you could see, but that's as far as it goes. I don't know what's the point of that, but they did it. And then over here, you can see inside also. And look, there's no gaps. I mean, what did they call it? The plastic comes together, even though there's a lot of articulation. Look how closely it came together. The gaps is at a minimal, or it's on purpose. Like, look, this gap right here is on purpose, so you could see the red inside. So I love it. I love this thing. Love everything about it. Even this little yellow warning sign sticker over here. It makes it look more realistic instead of look more toyish. So this is what I love about it. Okay, so this is with everything open, the lights on, and all its glory. So many of the vents come on. So let's close it back up again so you can see what it looks like in its normal form versus it's being repaired. So first of all, let's look at that. Let's look inside there. If you even look inside here, look at that. They even detailed in there by adding the gray plastic in there, so you could see it's like, oh look, they didn't miss anything. So love it. They paid every attention to everything, even in here. So let's close this up. Oops, make sure you close it properly, and look at how it just kind of comes together just fine. Not a lot of gapping, and there's nothing wrong with that being on there like that. I didn't even know it's not that noticeable. That I couldn't even tell if that opened or not. And this one closes up nicely like this. You just have to line it up properly. There you go, for it to hear it snap back on. Same thing over in this side. This side is a little easier. It just kind of comes together. For this many moving parts for a third-party kit, it lines up, everything lines up beautifully. And first thing I want to do is, so you can see, look at this. This has two joints to it. There's this part that swings out, and then there's this other part that makes it swivel. So let me use both hands over here to get this thing. Put the tripod down. Let me use both hands to make sure that, oh, whoops. Nope, you gotta put the cheeks down first. So inside the cheeks, you can see there's two colors also. In this face cheek cover, you can see there's all this detail inside also. Let's focus in on that. There's some detail in there also, you could see. So lots of detail inside here, lots of detail inside there. Focus. Good. Now let's put this thing back. And it actually locks onto this. There's this tab right here, and there's this tab right here, and there's a hole right there. Locks onto that nice and snug, so it's not loose. So great engineering when it comes to all these moving parts. So it's not shaking or moving around. So it just, it doesn't snap on, but it just kind of wedges in there nicely. And now this thing, like I said, you just glue it, so it's no problem. It's no problem on the other side, but once that down comes in together just like that. And look, minimal gapping, and same thing on this side. You just swing it back in there. All right, there you go. Minimal gapping. And same thing with these, with this thing over here. There's two. It rotates over here, then it swings in there. So have this thing come back in. Oh, you know what? Probably the best thing to do is probably put the forehead camera down first. So look, I love the little gray stuff, that the gray that comes out over there, the little holes, and it's coming down together as one. So put that together like that. So maybe there's a little bit of gap where it won't really, but you see how it just kind of lifts up just a little bit, but it's expected. Still good, not that noticeable. As you can see, there is, it'd probably be nice if it was like that tight, but I'm not gonna complain. It's just a few millimeters open. Of course, love this antenna again. And of course, love the light. Again, lights up. I wish every LED, especially the master grade, was like that. Then close this part right here. I think there's this little stain over here. There's like these little stains, maybe because I glued it. And of course the back. So if you put it together, look at that. It still looks nice and tight. You look at here in the back. The only thing probably maybe complain, or maybe I didn't attach it right, is this camera over here in the back. As you can see, there's this green plastic inside. But it doesn't light up. And then you can see there's a detailing also over here in the back. That's nice to look at also. So even in the back, I wish this was probably a different color. These little whatever these things are. This part right here, it would have been nice if this was a different color, but I'm not going to complain. For those people that wish it's a different color, then make it a different color. Then take it apart and make this tube over here a different color. But other than that, if you just want to do it out of the box, look how cool it is. The blue, the white, the red, everything is perfect. Look how detailed it is from the side. So I love it. I would go out and get this. I can't remember. I think it was expensive. I might say it was probably, I don't want to guess, maybe 2,000 pesos, maybe $40 for this thing. So which is probably more than I would like to spend. But as you could see, it is worth it. I could be wrong. I'm trying to guess. I remember it wasn't cheap. I wasn't saying when I bought it, I go, oh, this is pretty cheap. But I wanted to see what it was like. I wanted to see, just like in the picture, as you could see from over here, they have like all these different colors. And then, you know, different silver parts. And I said, well, why not? So I just wanted to do something different. And if you get bored, then this is definitely a good break from the monotony. So love it, like everything about it, especially the lights, especially the detail, especially putting it together. Enjoyed it very much. Enjoyed all the opening articulation. As you can see, it's not a problem putting it back on. When it was transported, a few pieces fell off, but you can, I put it back together, snapped it on, or glued it. You could glue it if you want. The LED still works, so no complaints there whatsoever. The gapping is a little minimal. Even there's some space over here, but that it doesn't bother me because I know that it articulates. And speaking of articulation, like I said, the head moves side to side like this, rotates, turns this way, and the neck bobs up and down, so you could make him look meaner like this, have him look down a little bit. That's probably the best position for it to display, and this thing would look so menacing on your shelf. like that with the LED light on there. There you go. Awesome. Anyway, if you enjoyed this review, give it a like, give it a subscribe, give it a comment. Like I said, I can't remember how much it is, but from the experience, whatever it was that I paid for it, it was worth it. I've got no complaints about this particular model. Anyway, this is Bebots Only. Thanks for watching.